my friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today's video, as you can see, I have my little cheat sheet over here. Scoot that out of the frame. But we are going to be working on our May budget, and I have some new things going on in this budget, so we're gonna try to chit chat a little bit while we work on said budget and see how you guys like that. So firstly, when I did this budget, well, not when I did this budget, but when I hole punched this budget, I kind of messed up. Oopsie. I hole punched really not in the right spots, so it's going to rip a little bit. I can see it now. I'm not liking that. And I also hole punched these 2 pages backwards. Good going, right? Let me get my calendar brought up real quick so I know what days we're working with. Alright, so the first thing we do when we set up our monthly budget is to set up our days, and our days start on Monday. We have 31 days, so May 2023, and I'm super excited about May because it's my birthday month, so I'm very happy about that.
Say something meaningful, say something I don't know. I wanna know you better. The way that you talk to me, the way that you make me feel, I don't know if you're real. I wanna put you in that spot.
Over here, can you see that okay? I used the 2 collies on May for my budget, and this kit for the whole 12 months is available on my Etsy shop. The Etsy shop is linked down below. You will have to copy and paste that link to get it to work because it's not a hyperlink. Or you can look my shop up. It's just Tracelyn, if you could see that without the glare. It's just Tracelyn, not the designs part. Capital T, capital L. And you can look up my shop that way on Etsy. I have a lot of printables going on. I have new things. By now, you guys should have already seen all the new things that I have in my shop. In May, I'm going to have some new items that are going to pop up. And I am super excited about that. Let me see how I did this. Important dates. Okay.
Light, looking at you all night, put you in that spotlight. Oh, you make me feel right. Wanna look at you all night, put you in that spotlight. Oh, you know you're beautiful, you know you're beautiful, and it's like you're untouchable, like you're untouchable. Don't you?
Guys, I have so much going on this month. So my son, his birthday's this month. We have Mother's Day this month. We're going to be returning from our vacation this month. My daughter-in-law's birthday's this month. My birthday's this month. My daughter's graduation is this month. Whew, we are going to be busy. Okay, so that is good. That is good. I am so excited. Alright, let us get into our actual budget. Okay, let me move this over to the side. Y'all, cords. Ugh, annoying. So how is everybody's week going so far this week? The dogs decided at 7 o'clock this morning that I had slept enough and it was time for me to get up. So I have my coffee in my Marie mug. I don't know if you could see that. I don't want to spill it.
Our fixed expenses. We have rent, We have gas. We have electric. We have trash. We have water. We have car insurance. We have vehicle gas. We have credit card 1, credit card 2. Yep. Online.
I did make online a fixed expense because I have that pulling out every single month, and that is things like Cricut subscription, that is my Canva subscription, that is our Hulu subscription, and another TV channel, which I for the life of me cannot remember, subscription, but hubby watches it, so I keep it. That is my Epidemic Sound subscription. All those things I pay every month, so I'm just moving that over here to my fixed expenses. Internet went up. Oh my gosh. Like I'm not paying enough already? Really? But I don't have a choice. We live out in the country and our only other option is HughesNet, and we've been there, done that. And if you've had HughesNet, you know what a mistake that was. So we're sticking with what we got. I may complain occasionally, but in all honesty, this internet, night and day difference compared to HughesNet, and that is really our only other option where we live. So variable expenses, groceries. And I do separate groceries from necessities because they're really two separate things, right? You're not going to eat laundry detergent. You're not going to eat dishwashing liquid. At least I hope you're not. So I separate those two in my categories. I don't know how you do it, but that is how my brain functions. So that is how we do it in this house. Pets. I keep in variables. Eat out. Necessities. Graduation is a new category for this month only, because my daughter is graduating. Yay! She's my final baby, and I have mixed emotions. Like, I am super excited about her graduating, don't get me wrong, but I blinked too many times. All three of my kids, as of this month, will be graduated. 2 are already on their own. I have a little grandbaby, and y'all, don't blink. If you have young kids, don't blink, because it goes too fast. Way too fast. Like, seriously, if I sit down and think about it, all I want to do is just cry, because it's just way, way, way too fast. Sinking funds right now is in variable expenses, but I think I'm going to be moving it over to fixed expenses because I want to always have that same amount, if not more, later. But for right now, that's the same amount that I want to continue. Yeah, I can talk really good. You can tell it's early in the morning. But I want to continue to always add the same amount for the foreseeable future. So we still have a hutch payment, medical, and birthdays. Now, I do have a sinking fund for birthdays, but I'm still going to fund that because I'm only putting $5 in that budget, or in that sinking fund, and basically what I'm doing is using that to build up for next year so that I'm ready. This year, what I'm planning on doing is just budgeting that into my regular monthly budget to kind of continue keeping that going. And so I try to keep all my kids and all of that equal, right? So my sons and their wife, one's wife and one's fiance, I want to keep all of that equal. And in my mind, the way to do that is to budget accordingly. Of course, my husband, he gets separate, and my husband does my birthday, and so Christmas is different, and anniversaries is different, and stuff like that. So I don't really do much of anything really for the kids' anniversaries, but I do for their birthdays, because, you know, I feel a birthday is something to celebrate. No matter how old you are, it's always nice to be remembered for your birthday, in my personal opinion. It may be something as simple as a birthday card with a gift card, or maybe, you know, a little bit of cash to go buy yourself something, or something like that. I'm not putting an astronomical amount in here, by no means. I do know my daughter-in-law, for her birthday, I do know she loves Starbucks. So I'm thinking about doing a gift card for her. And then my son, a gift card for a restaurant. So, you know, they can have a meal or have a coffee or two on me and their dad for their birthday. And I think that would be something nice and sweet and not too astronomical out of our pocket, but they still know we love them, we remember them, and we think of them, and you know, all that and that stuff. As you can see, I have condensed and done away with things. Back here in April, for instance, wrong section, you see I have it completely maxed out. And I did add a couple extra to our variable expenses, but that is okay. We are going to work with it and see where we go.
What are you doing to me? I think I'm going crazy. Oh, I just want you now. I wanna hold you close, don't wanna take it slow. Oh, I just want you now. I wanna put you in that spotlight, looking at you all night. Put you in that spotlight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you make me feel right. Wanna look at you all night. Wanna put you.
Okay, so I've also worked with my budget. Obviously, for the past 2 months, I have not been able to keep it at $1,500. Trying to live below my means. We still don't make a whole lot, much more than that. But I am going to budget closer to what we actually get. So our new budgets are going to try to stay around $1,900 a month. That's closer to what we actually bring home. And my budget shouldn't suffer as bad because of it. So, and I'm still working towards another thing that we're going to be doing. Our credit cards. I am paying the $300 on both of these. And if we have to use them, we'll use them. But if we don't have to use them, if we can somehow, you know, do without necessities for this month, or, you know, maybe travel less. I don't see it happening. But if we could travel less, that's more money we can save. If I can do away with anything in particular that is not a necessity that we have to have, absolutely cannot live without for this month, that will help, because I'm going to start trying to pay down the credit cards so that we're not maxing the amount out that we spend every month. It's not maxing out the credit card, but it's maxing out what we're allotting ourselves to spend. Does that make sense? So I want to get it down drastically. I want to get it down drastically so that I don't have to constantly put $300 towards my credit cards, maybe only $100 each credit card. That would be better for our budget, drastically better for our budget. And that would leave us more space later on for like savings accounts. Not savings accounts, but sinking funds. Also, with paying off our bills, not our bills, but our debts, we're going to have some extra wiggle room in that aspect. So I want to get the credit cards down low enough to where it's not eating up all of our budget, because it's eating up a huge chunk of our budget, and I don't like that. Also, in April, if you noticed our weekly check-ins, oh my gosh, our eat-out budget was blown through the roof in the very first week, and it was a huge eye-opener for me. I started, let me get it out here. I started keeping track, and I used this little, I don't know if it's a micro mini or a mini notebook, a happy notebook, but I started using this every time we go to town or go anywhere. I write down every single place we spend money. I don't care if it's the credit card, I don't care if it's cash, I don't care if it's the debit card, what have you. I'm writing everything down. And if you are not doing that, I highly recommend you do that, because it is a huge eye-opener. If you're trying to save money and you cannot see where all your money is going, and you don't understand how you can't save any money, this right here will tell you exactly where, how, who, when, the whole nine. So nothing is left out in the open this way. So I've been keeping this in my purse with a pen, and I just notate every single thing. And it works really, really well. It's scary how well it works. I'm not going to lie, but it does work. So that I take and transfer over onto my transaction log for the month, so that I have a nice representation of it here as well to look back on later, because those pages fill up pretty quick, as I'm sure you can understand on that. So obviously those pages get thrown away, right? You're not going to keep them all year long. This way you'll have your look back. You can actually see where every penny, every single cent went. So our rent, gas budgeted. So we do heat from gas here on our property, and it regulates. Some months we need more than others and everything, but this last month, the last part of March through April, we haven't got our new gas bill yet. So by the time you see this, we've already gotten our gas bill. But at the time of recording this, I have not got it yet. So I'm estimating that much. Electric. Trash is due in May. We set aside $30 every month so that when it does come due, it's like about 90 bucks ish, but that's for 3 months. So water, I'm estimating $90. Car insurance, I'm estimating $80. Vehicle gas, again, $80. We try to keep our gas at about 80 bucks, and we do pretty good with it. We don't run around a whole lot, so that's something that pretty much stays unless we have a lot going on, and for some reason we just have to have a little bit extra money for gas, then we'll take it from another category or from one of the credit cards or something like that. Online, 50, and internet, and phones. Now, if you're wondering how I get my cell phone so cheap, I actually use an app that you can download on your phone. Let me see if I can get the name for you. I think it's called Talk Now. I'll show you the app. This is the one that it's looking for. I think it's called Talk Now. You can get it for free and actually use it. You can make phone calls and you can text and all that with it. But if you want to keep the phone number that they give you without having to make sure you remember to make a phone call or send a text or something like that every single week, which we don't do a whole lot of. We use our phone more for emergencies than anything else, or for like doctor visits and things like that, so they have to get a hold of us for appointments and things. So for us, it was just easier to spend the $4.99 per phone a month to keep the phone number, so that the doctor's offices constantly has a correct phone number to reach us at. So that is why we only have $10 a month, and that's for 2 cell phones. So I think as long as you have internet access, you can use that app and it works fine. It's crystal clear. You can't tell any difference in the quality of your phone call. So I'm perfectly happy with it. I like it, and hubby is good with it as well. He can call his mom and talk to her all he wants. I can call my mom. My dad calls. And so it works out really well for us. My brother calls, the whole kit and caboodle. So it works out really well for us, I think. I really need to invest in like a traditional calculator. That way I don't have to charge my phone up before I get on to record these videos. Silly, isn't it? I added it up correctly too. It came up to exactly what I had on my cheat sheet. Yay! Okay, so $17.50. Now, if you are new here and you're wondering $17.50 and you're trying to keep it at $1,900, how are you going to do that? We reuse the $600 right here, so this is technically only $11.50. However, if we can get away with it, we're not going to use all of that. So we'll see how it works out at the end of the month and see where we go from there. But I am super excited about this budget. It actually, I'm hoping this one's actually going to work well and we can stick with this kind of budget. Pets 100. Eat out. Now, I mentioned in April, our very first week of April, I wanted to cry. Like, I was doing my weekly check-in with you guys and I wanted to cry. My husband actually came in here and checked on me as soon as I turned the camera off. He said, "What is going on?" I showed him all the numbers and he was like, "Yeah, we got to change that. That's just not going to work." So we are both in agreement on that. And $40 is it. Once that's done, we are done. Graduation. Sinking funds, $182. Okay, the hutch. Always. Medical, and this medical is for my wallet, not the medical that goes into the sinking funds. That's already been thought of in the sinking funds. And this birthday also I have a sinking fund for, but this is not part of that. This is actually going this year towards their birthdays as opposed to the $5 that I put aside every month for the birthday fund. The hope is to build it up for next year so that I actually have something to work with and not have to have a negative amount in our, I don't even know if you can see that. Let me see. Is that better? Can you see that better? Okay. I think you can. Okay. So, March we had a negative budget in our sinking funds for birthdays. And my mother-in-law's birthday is in March. And my husband bought her lunch and we got her a gift. And so we went over the $10 amount that we was going to be spending on her birthday. So, yeah, I'm going to try to remedy that for next year. Right now, I'm only putting $5 in, but I'm hoping later this year I'll be able to put 10 or 15, maybe even $20 in the birthdays to kind of build it up for next year and be able to do all the things that we want to do for everybody's birthdays. So let's add up our variables.
In that spotlight. Oh, you know you're beautiful, you're beautiful, and it's like you're untouchable, like you're untouchable. Don't you know, you know you're beautiful, I'll sing until my lungs give out, you're beautiful.
Okay, so maybe I didn't save any money. I cannot add apparently because my cheat sheet says it's different, but I have the same exact numbers over there and I'm thinking I just didn't add something in when I was adding. So, this looks right. This looks a whole lot more right than what I had over there. I had $764 as my total, but as you can see, that does not add up correctly. Let me add it one more time. 321, 100, 40, 100, 100, 182. Yeah, see, automatically that's above 50, 10, 25. Okay. Fine. It's still better, in all honesty, though. We're a whole lot closer to our actual budget, and this is still a doable. It's still a doable budget, so I'm not mad about it. Add that to our $1,750, $2,678, and if we take away the $600, see, we're closer to the $1,900. Can you see that? No, you can't. So we're closer to the $1,900 budget I'm trying to keep to. So, kind of okay with it. This is also just our estimate. Actual amounts will, actual amounts will alter, right? So, yeah, very doable. In my opinion, it's doable. It's a work in progress, and we are nothing if not a work in progress. So, I'm happy with this budget. I am able to work with this budget. Very workable budget for me and my family. So, yeah, I think this will work out quite nicely. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye, guys.
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, 'cause I'm not tired. I'm thinking about the days we used to shine when we were young. I told you that we should start a band and reach for the sky.